Hans Christian Andersen is from Denmark. He was born in Odense, which is on Fyn, which is the center island. And he wrote Little Mermaid, Ugly Duckling, The Snow Queen. So a lot of the stories that we have, that we use, he was the writer of that. So he was Danish. Also Karl Bloch, which the church uses a ton of. He is Danish, and he was contemporary with Joseph Smith, actually, that time frame. Also, Thorvaldsen, who sculpted the Kristus statue, which is on Temple Square. The original is in Copenhagen, and he was a Dane. And so he sculpted the statue of Christ. And also he did the 12 apostles, and they all have symbols. They're all holding symbols. Something that's really interesting is when President Kimball went to Copenhagen, visited Copenhagen, they went to Vor Lords Kirke, which is, it's Vor Fru Kirke, Our Lady's Church, which is where the Kristus statue is with all of the apostles. And there's a fun story. Well, I think it's a cool story of when he went. So Peter is holding the keys. He's holding keys in his hand. And President Kimball pointed at that, and he was talking to one of the apostles who was there with him, and he said, I want everyone in Denmark to know that I hold these keys. That the keys that he's symbolizing there, the priesthood keys, I hold those keys on this earth. And that we are the apostles of Christ. And he talked to the janitor who was showing them, and he pointed to the brethren who were with him, and he said, I am a prophet. Like, we are apostles. These are dead apostles, but we are the living apostles on the earth, which is kind of cool. And I guess the janitor kind of started crying because the spirit was so strong. So that's kind of a cool little history from Denmark about the Kristus statue. It's really cool. So also the church, the reason why we use we used a lot of Karl Bloch's paintings, and then the church paid to restore them. And so that's one reason why BYU is doing a thing right now at the Museum of Art, and they took those original paintings from Karl Bloch from the castle where they've been since he painted them, and they let us do it because of their relationship with the church, because the church paid to have them restored because we use them so much. So anyway, it's pretty cool. Their drink that they'll always give you, it's called saft, and it's fruit juice, but there they don't use concentrate, they use liquid. And so it's way diluted compared to American fruit juice. So less sugary. So they'll just take water and they'll flavor the water instead of having water added to the concentrate. Does that make sense? Because in the United States, we add some water and it's really strong. Well, there it's mostly water with a few drops of the flavoring or the juice to make it just kind of have a little flavor. But they'll offer you saft, which is, I like it, especially homemade, is super good.